Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everyone doing today? Phenomenal. I like that. Today, we're starting off a brand new series, and I'm very excited about it. And the story we're going to talk about today, we're going to be looking at the story of a shipwreck. The story is everything. It's a shipwreck, as the crew swept out to sea, and finally it has the crew stranded on a desert island. Now, I am not talking about the story of Paul's shipwreck, but I'm going to bet still a story that you've heard of before. I'm going to give you a hint.
Just sit right back and hear the tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailor man, the skipper brave and sure. My passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. Started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossing. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship's aground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle, with Gilligan, the skipper too, a millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the Professor and
I didn't know this until I was looking at that video, but there's actually a second verse to that song. Did you know that? It's all about just life on the island. It's not nearly as interesting. But as we were deciding what we were going to be teaching for the next few weeks, we were brainstorming ideas what we would talk about. We want to do something more creative. We want to do something a little bit more, just sort of, just a little bit different than we've been doing. And Steve mentioned the fact that the creator of Gilligan's Island was a Christian. In fact, he designed each of these characters to represent a different one of the 7 deadly sins, which I'd never known before. So we were looking into it, and it's true. Gilligan represents the sin of sloth, which makes sense. Skipper is anger, which, they hit the nail on the head with that one. Ginger is envy, or Ginger is lust. Mary Ann is envy. Mr. Howe is greed, of course. And Mrs. Howe is gluttony. Also, her name is Lovely, which is, that's not important, but it's just a weird name. Now, the concept of 7 deadly sins comes from Catholic doctrine. But the Bible never actually sets these sins aside as being specifically bad. It's a Catholic teaching, but the Bible never says, these sins are okay, and these sins you really shouldn't do, and these are pretty bad, but these sins here, these 7 are deadly. That's just, it never breaks the passage, it never breaks it down this way. And while the Bible never sets them aside as being especially bad or heinous sins, they are all sins. And so for the next few weeks, we're going to be going through each of these characters and each of the sins they represent. We're going to be talking about each of those sins. Now, we're going to be starting, of course, with Gilligan, the sin of sloth. And most of us, when we think of sloth, think of this. But the word sloth actually comes from a Latin term, sedia, which means without care. So the sin of sloth isn't laziness. The sin of sloth is apathy. It's not caring about things. Now, being apathetic isn't in and of itself a sin. There are plenty of things which you can be apathetic about, and no one will blame you. If someone tells me about Kim Kardashian, completely apathetic. I couldn't care less about strangers on TV. It's completely natural to be apathetic about some things, but apathy becomes a sin when we're apathetic about things that God tells us are important. So today, we're going to look at 2 areas of our lives where having an apathetic attitude is a sin. We're going to talk about being apathetic towards others and being apathetic in our relationship with God. So if you have your Bible, go ahead and open it up to Matthew chapter 22. This is a pretty well-known story. I think you've probably heard it before. But let me set it up for you. Jesus has been traveling all over Israel teaching people. And everywhere he goes, everywhere he teaches, more and more people start following him. And the crowds get bigger and bigger and bigger. And more people are following Jesus, and the religious leaders don't like it. Because the more people that follow Jesus, the less that are following the religious leaders. And they don't like that. They don't like that they're losing their authority and they're losing their control. In their minds, they had this real sort of rivalry with Jesus. But the funny thing is that Jesus really doesn't pay them all that much attention. He talks to them 3 or 4 times and then kind of lets them go. But they come up with this plan to fix their Jesus problem. They're in trick him, which, how could that go wrong? They come up with this plan to trick Jesus, and they're going to ask him all these difficult questions. And the reason they want to ask him all these questions is they hope that he gets one wrong. So that they can go to the people and say, see, he got it wrong. You shouldn't follow him. You should follow us. We know everything. He doesn't know everything. It's clear. And obviously, this is not a good plan. You're not going to trick Jesus. Their hope was that Jesus would get one of these wrong and they would steal Jesus' followers. And so they come up with the hardest question they can think of, which really isn't that hard. It's, what is the greatest commandment? And you think if they were coming up with a hard question, they would come up with something that you needed to a little bit of nuance or something a little bit obscure. But one of the most famous verses in the Old Testament is called the Shema, and it is, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And that's the answer. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. So they try to trick him with this question, but it's the most obvious one they could have asked. And they ask him, what's the greatest commandment? And obviously Jesus doesn't fall into the trap. Because the Bible says that God knows the hearts of man. And Jesus knew the heart of the religious leaders when they came to ask him this question. Because people came to ask Jesus questions all the time. Usually they just wanted to know something. Usually they wanted to know God better or understand a passage of Scripture. But these guys came to ask their question because of their own selfish ambition. They wanted Jesus to lose power, and they wanted to gain power. And so they asked Jesus, what's the greatest commandment? And this is his reply. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. See, the interesting thing to me here is that Jesus tacks on the second greatest commandment. They didn't ask about the second greatest commandment. Nobody asked Jesus that question. And he decides to include it. And I think the reason he includes it, before we go there, let's look at this. If we look back through the Bible, we see that God's commandment to love your neighbor as yourself, that Jesus quotes here, this isn't a new thing. This isn't a new commandment. All throughout the Bible, Jesus has put a high premium on loving our neighbors. In fact, back in the Old Testament, the book of Leviticus, which means the book of the law, there were laws put in place so that God's people would be required to take care of people in need. If you were a farmer, you weren't allowed to harvest the wheat that grew along the edge of your field. The poor people in town were allowed to come. If they didn't have food, they didn't have any way of providing for themselves. The poor people, the widows, and the homeless, and the foreigners and immigrants would come, and they were allowed to collect the wheat that grew on the edge of the field, to make themselves food. And if you owned a vineyard, any of the grapes that fell off the vine onto the ground, you weren't allowed to harvest those. All of those belonged to the people in need. So God put in place rules and laws to protect people. See, I think Jesus included the second commandment because he knew that the religious leaders who were talking to him, who had come with this question, had grown apathetic. It was their job to lead God's people, to help them know God better, but they really didn't care about that. It wasn't their priority. All they cared about was themselves and their authority and however they could cling on to it. And my fear is that in our lives, we sometimes do the same thing. We get so caught up with what's going on in our lives, what we want, that oftentimes we forget the commandment to love our neighbors. I know something, well, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but for the last 2 years, there's been a lot of social divide in our country. I don't know if anyone else has picked up on that. And one thing that I've been guilty of, the place this social divide is the worst is Facebook. There is just some truly nasty, villainous, vitriolic stuff posted by people who claim to love their neighbor, who claim to love God. And I'm not chastising the right, and I'm not chastising the left, I'm chastising everyone, because it's on all sides. People who claim to love God who are just saying terrible things about each other. And I've been guilty of it before. And I'm not talking about snippy little comeback comments. I'm talking about some really nasty stuff. People scoffing or shrugging off national, like serious tragedies, murders, because they had it coming. People who are mocking teenagers who were victims of a school shooting because they have strong opinions about gun laws, as if that's surprising to anyone. You disagree with them, fine, but to make fun of them, to attack them personally, and these are things these are people I went to college with, to Bible college with, sharing these things. People who are ministers out there, just spewing vitriol, and then turning around and teaching to love each other. See, the only problem with this idea of loving our neighbor is that God doesn't just say love your neighbor. He says love your neighbor as yourself. When you have a need, you take care of it. When you're hungry, you eat. When you're thirsty, you drink. When you sleep, you go to bed. It's your instinct. So when we love our neighbor as ourselves, it should be our instinct to make sure they're needs. See, loving your neighbor as yourself means loving your neighbor as much as you love yourself. It means making their needs the same priority as yours. And when we become apathetic to this pursuit, we don't just fail our neighbor, we fail to live up to God's command. The second area of our life where oftentimes we become apathetic, where the apathy is a sin, is in our relationship with God. Let's read what Jesus said here again. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus says, loving God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, is the first and greatest commandment. And yet oftentimes, in our apathy, we allow that relationship to grow stagnant. Many of us have gone through phases in our life where our relationship with God consisted of nothing more than going to church on Sunday and then praying before meals. But this doesn't really measure up to what God asks of us. Giving God an hour out of the week isn't loving God with all our hearts and souls and minds. I think a lot of us treat loving God like cooking on a stove. You walk into the kitchen, you turn the dial, and then it's on. But that's not how it works. Loving God isn't passive. Loving God is like cooking over a fire. You have to keep adding and stoking the fire to keep the heat up. The love that God commands from us can't be done while sitting back and relaxing. It requires an active relationship. God commands that we love Him with all of our heart, our soul, and our mind. In other words, He wants our physical, mental, and spiritual devotion. But oftentimes, we grow comfortable with the amount of Jesus we have in our lives. We carve out a little corner for Him over here, and He needs to stay in that corner. We don't want too much. We don't want any more Jesus in our life, because if we had more Jesus in our life, we might have to change. We might not like everything else that's going on in our lives. If Jesus took up any more space, it might be inconvenient for us. And as we lock Jesus out of the majority of our life, we grow apathetic towards Him. And when we do, we fall into the sin of apathy. See, relationships are kind of like water. Have you ever seen stagnant water? You ever driving down the road and you smell it? It smells like an underwater fart. That's what it smells like. It's disgusting. It's a nasty smell. And the reason it smells so bad, the reason it's so poisonous, is because bacteria has grown and grown and gotten stronger, and it's just decay and nasty and vicious and violent. And if we allow our relationships to grow stagnant, it produces the same result. If we just let our relationship with God just sit there, nothing's going to happen. It's just going to grow stagnant, and the same unhealth is going to grow. But the beauty and the grace of God is that He desires to change our apathetic hearts. See, God sees when we fail to love our neighbor, but God never fails to love us. God knows when we've grown apathetic towards Him. He knows when we aren't giving Him our entire heart, soul, and mind, and yet He still loves us. And His desire is that we will allow Him to come in our lives and to awaken our apathetic hearts. The band's going to come up here, and we're going to have a time of invitation. See, God wants to stoke the campfire in your heart, so that it's not just embers burning out, but it's a blazing fire of love for Him and for the people around us. If you've never given your heart to God, if you tend to be woken up, if God's never swept the apathy out of your life, we're going to have a time of invitation. And we invite you to come and make a decision today to give your heart to God.